you doing? I'm Pt1.wmv from Pt1.wmv Tools. Today I'll be showing you the ATB connected to the kitchen faucet underneath this time. Basically this function will basically show you the task of measuring pressure while the faucet is running. Basically that's why we call it in-use testing, because you're testing something while it's in use. Alright, so basically we have the ATB, which is the Pt1.wmv tester body. All the requirements that we need today to perform this test. It's a 3/8 fitting by 1/2 inch fitting. We need a 1/2 to 1/2 fitting, which means that it's 1/2 inch on one side, 1/2 on the other side, and this is a male fitting. You're going to need a 3/8 to 1/2 inch supply line, because you need an extra line, because you need one to run from the sink to the tester and one from the tester to the supply line. And you also need a little cup to catch the water. Alright, first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to take this loose, make sure all the water is shut off. See, it's off. Alright, it was already off. So now, we loosen this, which is called a supply line. Loosen that, dump that straight into the bucket. Now, we go back and we prepare our ATB. So this time we're going to actually need to use 2 sides of the ATB, because we got to go in and we got to come back out. So one side is going to have the 1/2 to 1/2 fitting. Take your time with the threads. If it's slipped, just take your time. You don't want to damage your threads. Alright. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. If they don't want to come off, just take the wrench and you just loosen it up a little bit. Next one. So this is going to be our inside, this is going to be our outside. Same thing, take your time with the threads. It's not going nowhere. Same thing, tighten it. If you don't want to go on the Jasper wrench, that's why they call it Jasper wrench, you just loosen it up. Jasper wrench fits better on a hex head fitting, so that's what we're using today. We're using hex head fittings. And basically when you deal with a Pt1.wmv tester bodies and you deal with a demonstration, we'll be doing a lot of testing with hex head fittings, because you don't have to use any tools that's going to damage your fittings. Alright, so once again, the first one that's going to be connected is the 1/2. The 1/2 to 1/2. And this 1/2 to 1/2 will give us, we're going to go straight to, we tighten everything, we tightening everything. See that? We tighten everything from the outside. So that way, once we get underneath the sink, because that's a difficult area to be maneuvering around in. Drop down low, and I'm going to hook that straight up to the tester. So that's basically why I had to do everything outside, and that's basically why I had to have the 1/2 to 1/2 fitting. Because the reason why I had the 1/2 to 1/2 fitting, because I wanted to be able to I wanted to have 2 3/8 sides. So that basically meant that I had to create another 3/8 side. One to hook up to the supply line, and one to hook up to the supply line to take the water in, because that's basically what you're doing when you say you're going to do in-use testing. You have to be able to get water to actually run in, or anything. Any type of fluid has to be able to run in and be able to come back out. So we have it going in there, we have the outside coming back. this hose here been on for a long time, so it's going to take a little bit to tighten it because it's not as flexible as this one is. It's good when you use the flex lines, so take your time with them because you don't want to damage them. So if you damage them, then you have more work. If it's not broke, you don't want to fix it. Or you don't want to have to fix it. Because that's not when our prime function to do more work. We try not to do that much work. We try to keep it simple as possible. Simple as us. Because if you make your job any much harder, then there wouldn't be no need to have the ATB. That's the whole reason why we came in, to make it easier for you. Alright? We're going to set this back here, that we want for you to be able to see it. So basically, we'll hold it like that. It will turn the water on slow for you. So that way you'll be able to see it. See it? Alright, we get a slight little leak, but we know where that's from. That's from the gauge. Tighten our gauge up. Okay. Rag here. I said I don't have a rag. No rag about it. Okay. Bring the light over. So that way you'll be able to see. That way you'll be able to see the thing. Alright, so like that. But we do want you to be able to see what you're looking at. Alright. Now, then we let you see what the function of the in use mean. See, this is what they mean by in use. So now you see the hose. The hoses is coming in, water goes in, it comes back out. So right now we're looking at this one right here, 75 pounds of pressure. Turn the water on. That's what they mean by in use. So now you can monitor the water being used. Turn it down a little bit so it won't splash out of the sink, or you can turn it to. So that's what they mean by your in-use testing. You know, I'm going to go to the side and flush the toilet, you concentrate on that, and it shows you the pressure. See, the pressure would drop because you just use pressure for somewhere else. So basically this is for like if a house has a problem where when a person uses the shower or flushes the toilet or whatever, the pressures become very low. This is what you would use the in-use tester for. Because one person can be here testing and the other person can be using it somewhere else. And you can see where your problem is at. Alright, so now you reverse the same thing. The same way you put it on, it's the same way you take it off. You just reverse the process. So to reverse the process, I would have to turn the water off. And you always remember when you turn the water off, so that way you don't get that much of a big old pressure build up and it winds up giving you a shower and splashing water all over you. You just open the sink back up again. See that? Now that let out the water. Now I move this back over because I need to get over there. Alright? So now I have to do the same thing, release pressure from the tool. So I get in so that way you can see it, and the way you remove the pressure, loosen it down here, take the gauge out. Unscrew the gauge, and I'll just let the tester come down. Let all my water run into it. Lay the gauge down. I'll loosen it up from the 3/8 side.